I want to share a thought that sucks because it will feature me digitally. Let me start off. I want to share a thought that sucks because it's just a thought I have. And it goes along the route of, there's a line in a movie. One of the guys, I can't remember what movie or whatever. He's like, I doubt everything, even my doubts. And it's applicable here. Because I watch Kyle Kalinske on Secular Talk. The guy brings exactly the right energy and everything that I like, and he talks about all these stories. And, even today, not today, but even today, nowadays, I still look up some of the things he talks about. And, when I do, it's like, yeah. Other news agencies are talking about this, so it's like, okay. The story itself is right. He's on target with that. So it's like, yeah, he's right. I don't always have the same exact take as him. So, it's like, I'm seeing the same clip as you, but I'm not exactly pulling away the exact same thing. It's like, all right, whatever. And then it's the same thing with other influencers or whatever, non-mainstream media. But I guess generally we're all seeing the same thing. Trump shitty, Republicans shitty. Right side, if you want to, everybody understands what I'm gonna say. The right side, fucking shitty and basically evil liars. Yeah, we can all agree on that. Anyone with a brain can see, generally speaking. Right wing, I mean, just shitty liars. I mean, that's their modus operandi. Shitty liars. Every time you check on it. But it's just like, sometimes they just fucking stop burning. The thing that sucks, and again, this is kind of by design because, capitalism and blah, blah. I'm too poor to just be able to go around as much as I want to be able to go around and just explore firsthand. I mean, if I didn't have the health situation I did, I would have a lot more freedom. It would still be shitty because I would basically be, especially now, I'd basically be like, well, I'm going to have to take the chance that, I'm going to have to be like, hey, you got some food? Something like that. And I would just be like, all right, tonight I'm just crashing, fucking wherever. But it would be much more feasible. But, I got epilepsy. I need to be tied to somewhere that I can get my medication. Like, it's fucking necessary. I can't get my medication. thought about some ways to maybe do some things, but I cannot find anywhere. I spent a couple months looking. I cannot find fucking anywhere to move into on my fucking budget that is in a fucking urban area that has any remote kind of fucking transportation. Thought about being like, maybe I should move into a roommate situation. I'm just like, I really don't want to fucking do that shit again. You know, I like certain environmental conditions that I don't know if anybody else wants. Especially, this is like a main thing. I kind of like I kind of like it hot, and almost no, I have not met a person that likes it being hot. And you know, when stuff is hot, stuff sweats. So, and I don't want to look at another person with limited clothing. And so, how can I expect them to look at me with limited? Even if we have another different rooms, I don't want to fucking put clothing on. I mean, it's just inconvenient as shit. So sorry to fucking TMI you with that, but you know, sometimes disclosure is necessary for explanation. And if I had more money, maybe I'd run heating. All of these things kind of play into the uh, I can't visually check with my eyes any of this stuff. And it's just like, I would really like to get out there, even if it's only for 3 or 6 months, and just see for myself. And if I am in this kind of situation, there's got to be a lot of people out there that are in similar situation. I'm a believer that, you know, beliefs get stretched. And it's just like, I'm not going to vote for a Republican. I can tell you that much. It's just not going to happen. And there's probably Republicans that are like me. I'm not going to vote for a Democrat. But what are you going to do? And I got to tell you, I'm convinced that if that Republican could get the hell out into the world and actually see stuff, if we could get 1,000 on each side of me, it would be 900 of the Republicans that would switch, and maybe, I'm going to be generous here, 1,000 of the, or 100 of the Democrats that would switch. It would be, and I'm being really generous on the Democrat side. Really generous. It would be a 90-10 percentage. And I'm only counting, my kind of people. Poor and working class that aren't complete idiots. Because complete idiots are just lost causes. Bitch, Dr. Pepper. They don't have Mountain Dew at that place. Over there. Now I know this is a little bit of a tangent, but not entirely. I know the U.S. is a big ass place, especially once you get away from the coasts. It's just more and more stretched out in terms of connectedness, and it's more and more difficult to connect. But if it were easier to get around, easier and cheaper, cheaper, I think we would be much more, I don't know, it'd be much more easy on each other, much less prone to, being quick and sharp, bitey. I think in this day and age, that's by design. Maybe 100 years ago, it wasn't as much by design. It was just because the resources and technology wasn't really there. But I think now everything's coming together where resources, technology, and demand, and most importantly, need is actually there. Need in terms of societal need, and I hate saying it, but job need. People need jobs in more ways than one. I think there are a lot of people, a huge segment of society, that just need something to do with their hands. They need something to do because they just like bitching about. It's like, okay, there are jobs. Now you can't bitch about not having a job, because if you bitch about not having a job, there's lots of jobs, and if you want to bitch about not having a job, I'm going to change the immigration laws to have a lot of immigrants come in and do the job that you say you wanted to have a job, and it's a good job. So why aren't you taking the good job? It's a good job. If you don't want it, someone else will come here and do it. So what are you doing? You're like, give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, laws changed. Now Mexicans do it. So, I mean, you fucked up. Now your wife is divorcing you for a Mexican. Oh, Mexican took my job. He didn't take your job. You chose not to take the job. Like, just admit that you don't want a job. Like, come to terms with what you are. Admit it. Shout it from the highest rooftop. Just embrace what you are. Our society should allow people to embrace what they are. Embrace the bum inside you and be proud of it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just maybe don't be a racist on top of that. Possibly. Don't be like, I'm a bum, so I'm going to turn to racism and layer a thick coat of racism on top of that. We don't need that. We don't need a bunch of racist bums running around with guns trying to kill everybody else. That's unproductive. Bleh. I'm getting the X-ray soon. You know, if I didn't have this epilepsy, I'd still be doing a crappy minimum wage job. Probably. Bitching about it. But that's my right as an American, to do a shitty minimum wage job and bitch about it. Oh, shit. All right. Okay. I'm just thinking what to call the video. You didn't have to watch this part, by the way. Me just sitting here thinking. Tax, ball punch, and kneecap. All those rich people that have so much money that they could be giving to you and making that's a burp. Making it rain. All right, very well. Very little bit. Just giving you a teensy bit of a pay raise while you scrub their floors. Boobs. People boobs.